Is this and heaven forbid for me to even suppose it, but I would suppose it if it was another team. I would absolutely suppose it if it was another team, but not one that obviously Bill Belichick would be in charge of coaching. But you have to ask the question, is this a tank for Trevor situation that we're watching in progress, Tom, Curran?
No. They're not tanking for Trevor because they're never going to be bad enough to get into the top 10. I mean, at worst, they're going to be 6-10 just because they're too well coached. I really don't think that they're tanking. I think they're trying to figure out who they are. This reminds me completely of the 2000 season when Belichick came in and the team was in financial disarray and you had to fumigate and clean out a lot of the roster. Now, they don't have to reboot the culture and they don't have to cut as many guys, but they are in the worst financial straits they've been in 2 decades. And that's the interesting thing. Look how much better life would have been if Brian Flores just tanked. Instead of a guy with a bad hip that you don't know how good he's going to be, you'd have Joe Burrow. But culturally, that was too far, a bridge too far for them to cross. And I think that would be what the Patriots would feel as well. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to do that to Patrick Chung and Devin McCourty and Dante Hightower and tell them, you know what, we're going to suck this year, so go out and put yourself at risk every Sunday. It's just, you know it too. You're just asking it, but
no, I do know it too, and I had to ask the question because if it was Miami, if it was the Jets, even a team that's near and dear to my heart, name another team, I would have essentially asked that question because how in the world are you going to follow up one of the most successful tenures any team has had in any sport? How are you going to follow that up when you know one of the half of the main characters of that dynasty has left and is set up to win a Super Bowl and is set up to succeed and took one of your main pieces in Gronk? Mm-hmm. That how are you going to go into that season and say, you know what, if we go 6-10, we're going to look for the long haul. Understand, obviously, Belichick is playing a long game here because he has no intention of retiring to that great kitchen setup that he has. So that's the reason why I asked the question.
Yeah, it's fair, but again, when we look at quarterbacks in general, what the Patriots have done at the position over the years and still won has been remarkable. A 6th-round pick, a 7th-round pick in Matt Castle who didn't play in college, still got him 11 wins. Brian Hoyer has been kicking around the NFL for 11 years now. He was undrafted. Jimmy Garoppolo from Division II, they were able to craft him into a guy who's got a $100 million contract. Jacoby Brissett became a starter in Indianapolis. They're going to have great confidence that they can develop a guy without having to tank for the player that people say is going to be so great, who then in 5 years is going to pose incredible financial issues if the team does succeed. I just think that I don't know this for a fact, mm-hmm. but when you look at what they did with Brady and their confidence that they could do look, if Andy Dalton was their quarterback since 2010, I swear to you, and Brady wasn't here, and Andy Dalton was their quarterback from 2010 to 2020, if you hit Belichick with the truth serum and said, would you have won a Super Bowl? I bet he'd say, yeah, we would have won a Super Bowl.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.